Sorry ass DJ.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there? And welcome to my next Ranking the Victims' Deaths. I am on Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. We got 19 deaths to talk about. So I would be kind of curious what you guys thought about the deaths here. To me personally, I thought it was about maybe half of the deaths were very disappointing, horrible. The top half is kind of a mixture of okay to actually really, really good. So if you want to rank all 19 of them or give me your best and give me your worst, just however you want to do it, give me a comment down below and we shall discuss it. Number 19 is going to be a character named Colleen. This is Rennie's teacher that actually convinced her to go onto the ship with her peers and to go to New York. After Rennie gets kidnapped, they all eventually have splitting up to try to find a cop. They all eventually get back together and they do find an Irish cop. They all end up in a police car. Well, something happens to the Irish cop. We'll get to him shortly. Rennie actually takes over the wheel as she starts driving and she sees child Jason and she's about to try to run this illusion over that she slams right into a wall. Rennie, Charles, and Sean all get out and the car actually is about to explode, and we have no idea where Colleen is, except she is in that vehicle there, but we don't even get like an aftermath of like maybe the dead body on fire. It's just, she just blows up in a police car. So I thought, you know what, I felt like that was enough to deserve to be at the bottom. Number 18 is going to be the Irish cop. So after I just mentioned a group of people all are able to get into the cop car, whenever the cop opens up his driver's side door, there's Julius's head. The cop grabs the police radio and he's trying to call for help. Jason comes out of the alleyway where they're actually parked and he actually yanks this guy along with the police radio, and we don't actually even know what happens to him. Number 17 is going to be a crew member, and he was actually kind of the guy who was sort of like almost like the maintenance guy. With this guy, we got a character named Wayne. He actually he wears glasses, but what happens is he ends up losing his glasses, and we'll get to him when we get to him there. So he has to use his camcorder the best that he can to kind of see. He has a shotgun in his hand, and all of a sudden all you get with the crew member is and has his hands out like this. So Wayne thinks that might be a possibility. Jason shoots this guy, you know, accidentally, and then when he finally realizes who it really was, it's like, oh shit, it has like a nice little blood stain right on his chest. It's like, eh. Number 16 is going to be a character named Susie. She is the second person to die, and I'm actually surprised I didn't put her in last place. You got her and you got a character named Jim, but with her, after Jim actually dies, they're on this like little boat. She's actually able to go out of a window that's already open, and she's kind of like in sort of almost like a boat glove department. It's trying to hide in there, and Jason opens it up, and I guess he has a harpoon, and he's slowly, we're not talking like it's 3D, and he's just doing this and slowly, and she's screaming and yelling, and no, don't kill me. And finally, I get it, she's real low, and of course it's not like you're gonna have Jason on his knees doing this, probably faster. I was just like, oh, that is a really, really silly and stupid death. Number 15 will be Jim. His is slightly better. Jason actually has a harpoon gun, and of course he actually shoots it and misses Sue, and that's where she's able to kind of escape and then get her demise a couple minutes later. Jason has the harpoon gun, and he actually just shoves it into Jim, and I'm assuming it's probably the stomach area. They only really show his reaction, Jim's reaction, and he pulls it out, holding his body part. It has blood on his hands. He starts smearing it all over the window. You see Sue like running by. Number 14 is a character named Miles. Is that he has an axe. It turns out Jason gets right behind him while he's on the ship there, and the guy turns around with the axe. Jason grabs the axe and pretty much just tosses it. So what does he do? He starts trying to climb the boat. I don't know where the hell he thought he was going to end up going. Eventually, Jason just all of a sudden gets right up there. He grabs Miles, throws him down to the ship there, and he actually lands and gets impaled by an antenna. Again, Number 13 is a character who, again, I think his name was also Jim, but I'm going to call him Chief Engineer. He was one of the guys on the ship working with Admiral Robinson, Sean's father, that we'll get to later on. He's actually, steering the boat. It's raining. You got the windshield wiper going, and it's like he's kind of trying to see the best he can. We get Jason, who sneaks up some steps into the, where he is, and then Jason just stabs him with a harpoon. I swear there's a lot of people that actually die by harpoons in this movie here, and stabs him like a couple times in the back there, and the guy falls down, and I swear to God, Jason pokes at him like a couple more times. What can I say? Another not so good, exciting death. Number 12 is a character named Tamara. She is kind of the bitch. She ends up taking a shower, and then whenever she gets out, she opens up her door, and she noticed that someone just walked in, which was actually Jason, so she shuts the door. She has the air against the door, and then all of a sudden Jason's hand goes through the door, grabs the bathrobe. She actually runs, and her head smacks into the mirror, and then she actually falls. Jason actually swings the door open. He actually punches the glass, and he actually gets a pretty good sure glass that looks like a knife, and she's screaming, and she's wailing, and she's in the fetal position, and then Jason just kind of does this, and then it kind of cuts away to to another scene, and I'm just like, Number 11 is going to be Charles, where Jason comes up to Charles. Charles runs away, ends up in a building. Next thing you know, he gets thrown out of a window. Jason looks down, and he actually disappears, comes back, and he actually picks up Charles over his shoulder. Half of his body in this barrel of toxic sludge or toxic waste, and it's just, it's messed up for a great death and all that, but I still feel like that Charles could have had a much, much better death. Number 10 is going to be a character named Eva. So after she sees Tamara's dead body, she slowly walks out of her room, and there's Jason in the hallway, and she actually bolts as fast as she can away from him. She ends up in the ballroom, and I guess there are theories about saying that she's kind of hallucinating a little bit because she actually sees like 3 or 4 different Jasons at once. I don't know for sure. I just think it was just some really bad editing. Jason walks up to her, grabs her by the neck with both hands, lifts her up in the air while her head is touching the ceiling, and chokes the life out of her. Of course, you're thinking, okay, he may just drop her. He actually throws her, and I think that's slightly worse than just being just dropped right there. Number 9 is going to be Gangbanger number 1. With this one is where we kind of get more of the okay deaths. Him and the other gangbanger kidnap Renee, and he actually shoots her up with some kind of drugs and tosses the needle, and the other guy's like, oh, okay, I'll go get more drugs for her. And then Jason comes, picks up the used needle, and grabs this guy. Rennie screams, and Jason puts the needle from the guy's back through his stomach. And I actually thought it was kind of gnarly. Even though it almost looks like it's just like a needle going through like a used shirt and doesn't really show Jason's hand all the way through the guy's body and all that there. But I still think it was really, really cool. Number 8 will be Gangbanger number 2. Now, even though that the guy number 1 gets it a little bit worse, I feel like I kind of get a little bit more of a chuckle out of this guy. He has a gun. He shoots like 6 times, and barely affects Jason until this guy has no more bullet. After the guy's like, oh shit, which I always kind of like there, grabs the guy's gun, I think, tosses the gun there, grabs the guy from like the back of the head, takes him to this metal pipe, hits this guy's face off the pipe. Steam comes out, and the steam kind of like knocks this guy down. Number 7 is going to be Admiral Robinson. When the Admiral comes up and he sees that the chief engineer, Jim, sees that he's dead, Admiral goes down on his knees there, or crouches down to, see if he could still be alive. Jason comes behind him with the machete and then just slices this guy's neck there. And the whole thing goes in slow motion. The guy's eyes kind of get a little bit big there. Slowly looks like he's about to fall back there. And then Jason grabs him and like pushes him like right on top of the other guy there. I thought was kind of funny.
Sorry, it's DJ.